Hey, hello, Ingrid Turner here from the Bava Spiritual Mission. I'm reading my own book today. It's Locked in Love. It's a compilation of channeled messages that I bring in from my spirit guide. His name is Mons, if you don't know him. Um, I put these together over the course of a couple of years and created a book out of it. And because I channeled the information, it's new to me as well. Because as a channel, I bring through the information, and because it's not mine, I don't get to keep it. It goes away very quickly. So I never remember the sessions that I do. I go into a little bit of a trance state, and the same things happens when I just channel for myself. So I put together this book and I still use it every day. I open it up to a random page and see what the message is. And it is always so spot on. And such a treat to be able to sort of keep these messages close by that I've previously channeled. So I wanted to share this one with you today. It's really important. It's talking about the masculine and the feminine, the interplay between the masculine and the feminine. And so few people understand how this is meant to work, and it causes a lot of problems in our relationships. It causes challenges. And if we can get back to that place where we understand how it works and play to the strengths of each of these roles, then life gets easy, partnership gets easy, your interactions with other people get easy depending on the energy that you're emitting and the energy that you're receiving. So what I got from Mons that I put together in this book is: the feminine leads, the masculine follows. When the feminine is shining her light, the masculine knows where to go. Without her shine, the masculine is lost. So we live in a culture where we've been taught that the feminine gives, and the masculine receives. So for simplicity's sake, we'll use men and women, but the masculine, we're talking about energy here. So it could show up in any different kind of body. But again, for simplicity's sake, let's look at the relationship dynamics between a man and a woman who come together. Women are taught to be subservient. The feminine is taught to be subservient, to give and give and give of herself and to not take a lot back. We're supposed to not care about the tit for tat receiving, or to care about being really taken care of. The masculine is supposed to receive from the feminine and then step up and be bigger as a result of it, but that's not the way the energies optimally work together. And I think that plays out very clearly in our very high divorce rate among marriages in our country. Was it 50% or something? People come together and then divorce. They sever that commitment because it gets so uncomfortable. And here's why it gets uncomfortable. The woman, the feminine, is meant to receive. The masculine is meant to give. And you really just have to look at the sex act between a man and a woman to see that this is true. Who's giving and who's receiving, right? So what I mean by giving and receiving is the masculine is here to support the feminine. The feminine is here to rise up and be the leader, in that she is shining in her own light, in her own bright light. She is meant to be supported and happy and powerful, and the masculine comes up to support her and give her that role. When the energetic dynamics are working this way, everybody is happy. Everybody. The masculine thrives on supporting the feminine in tangible, concrete ways, and the feminine thrives in shining in her own light. And then she is able to come back and give to the masculine. The masculine is able to give back to her. But it's got to start with the masculine giving and the feminine receiving, with that support system in place. I encourage you to do an experiment in your own relationships. Identify the masculine and feminine energies. In your relationship, who is emitting more of the masculine energy? Who is emitting more of the feminine energy? And then try to shift those dynamics. As the feminine, step up and allow yourself to shine. Focus deeply on what you are passionate about, what brings you to life, and allow the masculine to come in and support you. He will. The masculine will come in and support you. The minute you give yourself permission to shine bright in your own light, which means following your passions, doing what you're put on earth to do, the masculine will come and it will support you and will be happy in that support. It's like a moth to a flame. You are the flame, the masculine comes straight to it. Can hardly help it. It makes the masculine incredibly happy to show up and support the feminine. What's challenging about this is we live in a culture where we are told from day one that this is not true, that the opposite is true, that the feminine is here to serve. But what happens when the feminine gets into that role of serving, the feminine becomes exhausted and the masculine doesn't know what to do with it. The masculine is overwhelmed. Have you ever been in a relationship as a woman or as someone emitting that feminine energy where you've been giving and giving and giving only to find that the masculine takes off? And you're like, what'd I do? I did everything I could. But that's why that happens, is because the masculine is overwhelmed when the feminine is giving. Feminine needs to step up and be shiny. And then the masculine comes in and gives, and that's where the two are happy. So I'd love to hear back from you. If you do this experiment in your relationships, tell me how it shifts. Tell me what happens with the dynamic between the two of you, okay? All right, I love you lots. I'll talk to you next time.